What's up? It's your boy Sean P back again. Another edition of Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews. So go check out my last review that I did on ASAP Rocky's 8 Don't Be Dumb. Let me get that out right. ASAP Rocky Don't Be Dumb. Dope record that just dropped. Solid project. And check that pod that I just did on that. So with that, I said I was gonna follow up with a new review on this new French Montana and Max B project. So as I said, 2026 has gotten off to a hot start. You know, we're not even 3 weeks deep, and we got some pretty noteworthy projects that dropped out. One of these projects was from another New York MC, two New York rappers, to follow up ASAP dropping. And they're also from Harlem, from Washington Heights and Uptown. And that's Max B and French Montana dropping their mixtape Coke Wave 3.5, Narcos. So this backstory on this is Max B, heralded underground New York legend, Mixtape King, who had a wave back in I would say the late 2000s, in the early 2010s, as one of the great hook makers, one of the most influential underground artists. You know him from We Fly High fame with him and Jim Jones. Did a lot of collabs with Dipset. He was heavy in the streets, and he ended up doing a long bid. I want to say almost close to 20 years. Was locked up, and he recently came home this year, early fall this year, and he came home to a hero's welcome. Now if you want to call him being really a hero, that's another story for another day, because the man did time for attempted murder. I don't know if you really want to celebrate that, but nevertheless, he's an underground legend and one of the most famous, a very famous New York rapper. So French Montana was very close to him. He was a mentor for French Montana. Really was looking out for him, and as soon as he got out of jail, went right to the booth. So this is really the first real main project that he's put out this year, and I could anticipate a lot more from Max B. He's long overdue, being that he's locked up for years. Even though he did put out a couple of mixtapes in jail, I still don't know how they do that, but he did put out a couple of mixtapes. But this mixtape came out, Coke Wave 3.5 Narcos. So we're gonna review that. So let's get to that, and as I share my screen. So French Montana and Max B. Okay, so what did I like? Let's get the banner up. Where we at here? Hold on, I gotta get my banner situation right. Sometimes these banners act up like that. Okay, that's the wrong banner. There's not a lot of online criticism with this one, but we'll get to it. Hold on a minute. Okay, so what did I like? I want to start off with the production on here. The production on here was fire, and I would expect it to be fire. Dame Grease, Harry Fraud, Metro Boomin, Murder Beats. The list goes on. An A-list producer on here. These beats were bangers on here, like straight up. Like you are going to be rocking. You're going to be rewinding some of these joints to hear those beats. Oh my God, the beats on here was A1. I definitely fuck with the beats on this one. I just like their overall swag, their overall demeanor. I think French Montana, I think, outshine Max B on this, in my opinion. And French, to me, I mean, I'm low key a French Montana fan, just to let you know, because I think French is a very, very good artist overall. He's not the strongest lyricist, but I mean, he knows how to make a hook and center a song around a hook. He reminds me a lot of 50 Cent in that he could make a hook that's so strong that you don't even give a crap what the damn verses are saying. The hook is just that good. You know what I mean? And that's another strong suit on here. I definitely think that the hooks on here were strong, and it just had a New York vibe on here that I was really rocking with. A vibe and a swag that you didn't see too much from New York MCs in a long time. I just like the overall vibe of it. I also like the artwork too. The artwork for the mixtape is fire, man. That's some fire artwork right there. This artwork right here. Um, um, for the mixtape. I definitely like the artwork on that one. Production, I like the flow, I like the vibe of it. Let's get to some tracks that I was messing with like that. I think Make America Wavy Again, maybe the hardest joint on here with a girl singing in the background. Oh my god, that's a banger. Whipping That Wave has like a 90s 2000s vibe to it, like that street joint. Bulletproof Maybach, that's another joint. Up tempo joint. And Harry Fraud brought it on that beat. Definitely fire on that one. I want to say what else on here? Metro Wave with Metro Boomin. That's fire. Effortless, another Harry Fraud beat. And Narcos. Narcos is another banger. That is a certified banger. There are other joints on here too that I like. You got some smooth joints on here. Sunday School, Tease Me, you know. But if you like bangers and New York street bangers, definitely come to this joint. You know what I mean? It has a lot of it has a early 2010s type of vibe to it. You know what I mean? Like French really went back to a street bag on here, the old Coke Boy days, and he really brought it on this one. So I really like that. So I like that overall. So let's get to what I didn't like, what I did not like. I'll be honest with you, man. Max B was a little bit underwhelming. I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, now I know Max B has a cult following, and they like his vibe. He sounds like the drunk uncle singing at the the drunk uncle singing at the wedding. You know what I mean? That's what he sounds like. He's kind of off key singing or what have you, but he has a vibe to him. But I just think French Montana outshined him on this one. I'm sorry. Like, now I get it. He's fresh out of jail. He's kind of got to be a little bit more up tempo. He's got to, like, he was offbeat on some of these records. Like, and give him some time. He's got to get his footing. I mean, he's been locked up for damn near 20 years, so I understand that. But he was supposed to be the feature artist on here, and I don't really think he really delivered that good on here, to be honest with you, you know. Overall, I mean, they're bangers on here, but it's standard mixtape stuff. Like, I don't think this is going to be replay value that you're going to be playing, you know, deep into 2026. But they got some bangers on here that you could ride to in the whip and definitely zone out, you know. So, but honestly, I was really underwhelmed by him. I was underwhelmed by Max B on this one. You know what I mean? Could have been a little bit better. I think the length, it was a little bit too long. Like, they did 22 songs on here, and all they really needed was 14. You know what I really think they should have done is they should have split this up. They should have done like 11 songs first as like a warm up, and then do the second 11 later on in the year. You know what I mean? You got to get them, kind of like you want to warm up, because what I think is going to happen is Max B's going to put out an album later this year. And you have 2 solid mixtapes to kind of warm up to that. So I would have put out 2 mixtapes instead of 1, but they packed it into 22 songs, a little bit too long to get your full attention span. So you kind of loses some steam towards the end, but it still has some tough bangers on here. So with that being said, let's get ready to rate this thing. So lyrics, this is not the space for bars on this one. Lyrics kind of mid on this one. I'd say probably a 6 to a 7. But they're not known for lyrics. So I kind of give them a pass on that. They're more vibe rappers on there, but I go with I'd probably go with a 6. Let's go with a 6.5 lyrics wise, what have you. Production, that's a solid 9. I think the beats on here were A1 bangers all the way. All-star team of bangers, all-star team of producers on this one. Definitely, I give it a solid 9 out of 10. You are going to get out of your seat and definitely going to rewind just to play it on high volume in your car. You're definitely going to do that. Flows of energy, I'm gonna go with a solid 8, because I think, but it's an 8 because French Montana carried the flows. You know what I mean? I liked his swag, I liked his demeanor. I was a little bit let down by Max B, but he still had some swag on some of these joints too. He still had swag on a couple. He had a couple of lines that were kind of slick or whatever, but I think it was mostly French. Like, if it was French alone, I would say the flows would probably be a 9. But I think Max B brought it down a little bit. You know what I mean? And I just think he could have been better. But Max B, give him some time. He'll get back into the flow of things. So I go flows of energy, probably an 8. Features, nothing really to write home about. I probably give it a 6. They only had chinks on here, but I probably give it a 6. The producers was really what stood out. So really, features really wasn't a big deal. So I probably go like a 5 or a 6 on that one. Where else? What else we gonna get? So we got that lyrics, production, and replay value. I might play this for a little bit. I'll give it a solid 7 on this one. I'll give it a solid 7. Like I said, I wish they would have split it up. I think it's a little bit too long, but I think it will get my attention for at least the first month. At least to when Cole drops, when he drops in beginning of February. But this is probably, out of all the albums that dropped so far, probably the one that I'm playing the most in the car right now. So I'll say replay value about a 7. And what's the overall rating? I'm gonna go with a 7.5 out of 10 on this one. I want to go 8. I really want to go 8, but Max B's just a little bit off on this one. I gotta go 7.5 out of 10. Still a dope listen. I definitely would check this joint out. If you like New York hip hop, you like that New York vibe, you like that New York swag, this is the album for you. Could have been better though. But it's a mixtape nonetheless. I'm gonna go with a 7.5 out of 10. So definitely check that out. Max B in French Montana, Coke Wave 3.5, Narcos. Definitely check that one out. So we're gonna come back with some new content. Like I said, every week there's a new hot story. You know what I mean? Everything's going on. A lot of hot music is coming out. I mean, Drake today filed another appeal for the damn UMG lawsuit for Not Like Us, filed his appeal. But you know what? I'm at the point now. Get back to the music. Do we care about that shit anymore? I mean, come on. He wants to buy, boo-hoo and cry about something from 3 years ago. It's like, bro, let it the fuck go already with the damn UMG lawsuit. It's like, but Drake being Drake, I mean, all I care about is, dude, when the fuck you gonna put out Iceman? You know what I mean? You missed a big business or whatever, put some music out and get back to really competing is what I say with Drake. So, but anyway, that's my spiel on that one. Check out Coke Wave 3.5 Narcos, 7.5 out of 10. And we will be back with some new content probably next week. Definitely. So with that, enjoy the rest of your night. And I'll talk to you all soon. All right. Peace.